Researchers say the secret of success is not one single tip. The secret of success, if there is one, is that success is brought about by a combination of smart habits, a hopeful spirit, and a whole lot of luck. Making a few conscious changes to your behavior and attitude could prove to be quite rewarding. They list the means to know the secret of success as quitting the wrong mentalities through beating negativity, avoiding to define yourself by others' success, embracing failure, focusing on survival, while establishing is through pursuing something meaningful to you, prioritizing your tasks, completing your projects, introducing the unexpected, networking like a human being. Studies have shown that the most successful business people excel in both cognitive and social skills, so don't neglect your interpersonal skills.
Welcome back, our dear viewers. As we have been talking at the beginning of the show, that today we are going to talk about the secret of success. Who is a successful person? And is there a real criteria for the successful people? That would be our topic for discussion for today with our dear guest, Dr. Bara Jassim. She is a clinical psychologist and she's a writer. Hello, Dr. Bara.
Hi.
Dr. Bara, what is the definition of success?
There is no one definition for success, and that's actually amazing.
So what's your definition of success?
I'll tell you my definition of success in 1 second. If we ask 100 people, you'll get different 100 answers. If I tell you my own definition of success, personally, if you pick yourself up after every time you fall, in my eyes, you're a successful person. If you know your fears, you're a successful person. If you face your fears, you're a successful person. If you overcome your fears, you're a successful person. Also, to me, the journey of something I want, doing what I need to do to get where I want to get, to me, that's a successful person. It's never reaching the goal or the dream that you want. It's the process, the journey. If you're doing
the journey itself, not the end.
Absolutely. That's because a person who's walking that path, that's a successful person. And they're doing everything in their power.
As we are talking about the journey that the person is doing, which is his life, we might be facing, or we might not be facing, we will be facing many challenges, many problems, that we will fall many times. We will be facing many big challenges. Do our way of facing these challenges and these problems define how successful we are?
Absolutely. Like I said, picking yourself up after every time you fall, that's successful. That's success.
But you might collapse sometimes.
If you know what you want, your future is not going to be handed to you. Your future is not going to be given to you. What you want shouldn't be given to you. You should work hard for it. You know, there's a saying, the pro will go to work every day. If you talk to successful people, if you ask successful people who have reached, you know, what their dreams and what they want, they struggled so much and they had to work so hard. Let's take an example of Walt Disney. He was fired from his job. They said that he lacks imagination, he can't think or dream, and what he did was he worked in a very, in unsuccessful companies until he became Walt Disney. If you talk about anybody, most of the people who reached their dreams and who became successful in our eyes, you know, the society's eyes, these are people who were able to pick themselves up after they fall down. And no, you will not collapse. You will not collapse. You have that passion, you know what you want, you're reaching that goal, you will not collapse. Don't put these ideas into your head that you will collapse. You're not.
The idea of the secrets, the idea that if I'm believing in a certain thing, it might be happening or it will happen. To what extent that might lead me to be a successful person or lead the person to be successful?
Like I said,
or the opposite, of course.
It depends on what you want in life. You know, for some people that have health issues, being able to eat,
Success.
it's success. People who can't breathe without, you know, like oxygen or something, being able to breathe, that's success to them. So
It's relative. It's very relative.
exactly, it's extremely relative. And like I said, passion, if we're talking about the secret, that if you believe in it, it will happen. Personally, I believe so. If I believe in my dream, if I know what I want, I will go get it. And I will work hard for it. You know how they say, if it's important, you will do it. If it's not important, you'll find excuses.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So how can I start to convince myself as a person that that's my dream, that's what I need, I have to go and catch it, I have to work hard in order to reach it? How can I do that? Because sometimes we do give ourselves negative energy. Sometimes we do hinder our efforts in order to reach that goal or that end.
Well, how bad do you want it? Ask yourself that question. How bad do I want this? And like I said, you want it, you go get it. You don't want it, you'll make excuses. You mentioned negativity. That's actually one of the main that will make you not reach your goal. Negativity from yourself or from people. Also, let's give other examples. Fear, fear of not reaching the goal. Fear of so many things around you.
Sometimes, Dr. Bara, and sorry for interruption here, that because you are talking about fear. Sometimes fear might be a big hindrance for our dream or for our goal. Sometimes I'm afraid of the future. I'm afraid of the unknown. My fear for the unknown is crippling me from moving and reaching what I really want.
Absolutely.
How can I overcome my fear and maybe moving from our or my comfort zone to reach what I might be wanting?
Overcoming something requires me knowing it. I need to know that I have this fear. And this is like what they call step 3 in people who want to reach their goal. They say, face yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what am I afraid of? The unconsciousness is stronger than the consciousness. So you need to ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Why? You need to face it. So first I need to know it, then I need to work on it, and then I need to overcome it. The other thing that's really dangerous, and they say it's your biggest enemy when it comes to success in reaching your goals, is actually comfort. Comfort will kill you, will kill your dreams, believe it or not, because you're afraid of changes, and that's also, it goes into the fear, afraid of changes. You're so comfortable in your life, you don't want to change it, so you're never going to reach your goal. So that's also like things that will stop you from reaching a goal or something you want very badly.
Dr. Bara, we'll get back to our point here, but first we'll take this phone with Dr. Sally Amin. Dr. Sally?
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah.
Dr. Sally, we were talking here about the definition of success and how we could be successful people if we might say that.
It's an easy way, by the way. There is an extension named POSE. POSE is, P is extension for positive. You should have a goal which is positive. You should say what you want, not what you don't want. And then the O is own. Never do such anything related to another body. If you are a mom, don't come to me and say, I want my boy to be happy. I want him to be good. You should want this for you, not for others. So the goal should be owned by you. S from POSE is extend for specific. Specific is you should know what your goal is and when will you do it, up to 1 year, up to 1 month, and how will you schedule this. And also you should know where will you do it. If you want to make your weight decrease by some kilos, so you should know where, at what time you will do this and how you will do this, with whom will you do this, if this will come with a coach or with a guide or alone. And after we said the S is specific, which is come with what, where, why, how, when, then it comes with the second S, which is P is positive, O is on, S is specific, and the another S is, I forgot what the another S. Okay, we will come again for this S.
Okay.
The E is ecology. You should do your goal with ecologic style, which is if you are doing a goal which harm another body, this is not an ecological at all. So you should want to reach the goal of being marketing manager in any company, and this lets you do harming stuff for others.
Yeah.
Okay, and the come after Posey is any goal should be contextualized. Is related to a specific context. And do small things. If you do small things, you will reach a big thing.
Yeah.
So divide every big thing to small things and start. And this is to know that you should do a first step. If you don't do any first step, you cannot reach any goal. You will dream.
Yes, indeed, Dr. Sally Amin, thank you very much for your input. And back to our dear guest in the studio, Dr. Bara Gassim. Dr. Bara, if I'm just dreaming, I will not reach my goal. If I'm just having ideas, but I cannot move, I don't have the courage, I don't have the guts, I'm scared, so I would not move. How I can change that pattern?
Well, like I said, you have to be a go-getter. If you want something really bad, you go get it. It starts with a dream.
Yeah.
That's true. You know, everything's idea with a dream. If you stop there, you're doing nothing. You're doing no good to yourself. So get out of your comfort zone.
Yes, if I'm someone who is very attached to his or her comfort zone, and I want to do some moves in my life, and I'm not capable of doing that. I'm scared. I'm not sure of the repercussions. I'm not sure of my end goal. And I came to you as a psychologist to give me the advice. How can I move? How can I change that? How I can be more positive? What could be your tips here?
It's a great question. I really love that question. The answer, people might not like the answer. What I would tell you as a psychologist, I cannot teach you to be you. I can't. If you want something really bad, we can work on it. I can give you the tools. We can learn how to prioritize things, but I cannot tell you how to be you. Only you can be the best at you. You know, at being yourself, at being you. So that's one. The other thing is how to get out of your comfort zone. We're all afraid. I mean, fear is there. We're afraid of change. But are you willing to give up this dream? Are you happy the way you are now? If you're happy the way you are now, fine. But do you want to come in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years and regret not doing what you really wanted to do? A lot of people will live unhappy and they don't know why they're unhappy because, you know, you're going through the motion every day, going to work, doing what you're supposed to do. And sometimes it takes, you know, something that will stop you and you're like, I don't know if this is what I want. I don't know if this is the life I wanted. I don't know if I'm happy. I mean,
but how can we be sure of that? Because here we are talking about the unknown. If I'm staying the way I am, at the same lifestyle or my life that I'm just living now, I don't know if I'm not very happy at the moment. I might get worse and I might stay the way I am. If I did some changes, it might get worse. I might be I might be miserable, I might be sad. So here, when you are standing at a certain point to take decisions, to make real choices in your life, it's a very complicated matter. So how can we do this calculation, Dr. Bara?
Change your way of thinking. There is no such thing as, what if I don't reach? What if? Because that...
Risk-taking here.
You have, well, calculated risk-taking sometimes. However, you want it so bad, you have to go get it. The other thing is, remember, and this is, we're not taught this at home, by the way, because they always, let's say you're playing soccer, you know, football. They always talk about, oh, you scored a goal. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't be telling your kids, like, if he draws something and he's showing it to you, or if he scored a goal, I shouldn't be saying, oh, wow, this is great, you did this, you got this great. No.
I should be realistic?
What you need, no, not only that, what I need to do with my kids, and this is how you teach people not to get scared, it's the journey, it's the process. So what you should tell your kids, for example, I'm so proud of you for getting up, for going to practice when you're supposed to go to practice, for doing your best. I'm so proud of you, like, for example, if it's a drawing. I'm so, I love the colors you choose. I love the way you do this. I love how determined you are. I love how, so don't focus on the goal, on the end result, because those are things that they can't control. For example, today he scored a goal, maybe tomorrow he can't. So you're giving him the message that only the result will determine who you are. And it shouldn't. It's what I'm doing to reach what I want. He's working hard, he's doing what he's supposed to do, and this is what you need, this what you will apply when you grow up and you become a grown-up and following your own dream and walking in that path. You'll enjoy the journey. And by the way, the journey might take 100 hours, 1,000 hours, your lifetime. We might pass away without reaching that journey. Hopefully not, but it's really the journey. Enjoy it.
What is the relation here, Dr. Bara, between the success and the priorities in life?
It's very important. You know, they have what they call...
How can I list my priorities in life? I should be my priority, or maybe my parents, maybe my kids, maybe my friends, maybe other alternatives. Because as Dr. Sally also was saying, no, I should start with me. I should not start by others.
Absolutely. It's important to start by yourself. However, when you are with someone else, when you're sharing a life with someone else, you're a team at this point. That person should be able to support you also. If they know that you want this very bad, they should be able to support you. You cannot be selfish, you know. You have to work as a team. You have to talk to the people involved in your life and tell them, you know what, I want this really bad and I need your help, because without you I can't reach this goal. So yes, me is important, but it's us also. If I'm in a relationship, if I have can just, you know, not do my job, but priorities is different from one person to another.
But what you are saying here, Dr. Bara, is very critical, because as we are talking here about relationships, if we are talking about me as a person, I should not be a selfish person. I should not only think of myself, since other people are going to suffer because of my decision or not. But at a certain point, if a lady, she wants maybe a divorce and she's having kids, should she sacrifice her life for hurting her kids, for example, because that's selfish, maybe because they would be better in a proper family with the father, the mother. So what's here the right calculation? Because sometimes it's very complicated, you know. I feel that I want to move out maybe, but because of these stresses, because of these obligations, I have many calculations to do. And at the end, I may be sad, unhappy, because I have to sacrifice my life for my husband maybe, or for my kids, or whatever. And at the end, I'm miserable, and they are not happy as a result as well.
Okay. It's a great example. If I have kids, it's not healthy to stay in unhealthy marriage, by the way. Yes, you need to leave. You need to get out. If you're unhappy, if you're not safe in a relationship, absolutely leave. And you're not being selfish by leaving, by the way, because that means the person I am with doesn't deserve me, or I don't deserve him, or we both don't deserve each other, or we have issues, we have problems. and we cannot continue living with each other. So I wouldn't count that as what we were talking about.
So that's not selfish?
Absolutely not. That's not selfish.
Even if the kids are going to suffer because of that decision somehow?
Well, the kids will suffer if you're staying in an unhappy relationship. The kids will know. And do you think that the kids won't know if they have a depressed mom who's unhappy in a relationship? What example are you giving your kids? Stay in a relationship that you're not happy with? Absolutely not. Actually, yes, of course. I mean, their first reaction would be, don't do this to us, we're sad. But later on, you're telling them,
but maybe they will blame you.
It's okay to blame you. Of course they're going to blame you because they have nobody to blame but you. You know, they're going to say, why did you do this to us? Because it's associated with a lot of pain. It's a different issue because then it's associated with a lot of pain. You're shaking their, their world, stability. But really, in the long run, if you are in an unhealthy relationship, you're going to raise unhealthy kids. You're going to raise a boy who's going to maybe follow his dad's path if the dad is not good. A girl who's going to follow your path, zipping it, living the life that she doesn't like and she doesn't want just because. So no, that's not selfishness. Absolutely not. The other thing that I was talking about, you cannot say me, me, me. What I mean is, if your partner, you go talk to your partner, your kids, and you say, listen, I have this dream, I need your help. Maybe I can't pick you up from school every day. You go tell your partner, I need you to do that to me. So priorities, they talk about must do, should do, nice to do. Must do to reach my dream. If I am in a relationship with a person, I need to tell him, listen, I need to do 1, 2, 3. I have this dream. Should do, it's self-explanatory and nice to do. So choose your priorities and put a plan to reach that goal.
So as we are talking here, what could be the motive? What are the motivations to reach success?
Okay. There will be this nagging voice that you don't hear it that way, but it comes up in different shapes and different ways that keeps telling you, I'm not happy, I'm not happy, I'm not happy, I'm not happy. Do something about it. You're tired when you're waking up.
Sometimes you try to silence.
Yes, exactly, but it's going to come up one way or another. I call it like a nagging kid that goes behind you and is like, no, I want this, I want this, I want this. It's not going to stop until you work to reach it. And you'll hear a lot of people who worked for 10, 20 years because, if you have family and emotional stability, it's scary to change your life. But that person or that little kid, which is you, your dreams say,
my subconscious. Maybe.
Yes, it's that dream, that little dream that you had. And I always tell people, get in touch with that person, talk to that person and tell him, okay, what do you want from me? What is my dream? Write it down. Sometimes looking at it changes, I know a lot of people, and we also, tell a lot of clients or patients that we see, make a board, pictures. Put it on, put pictures. If it's, I want to be the best athlete, put medals, put anything that will trigger those, that will motivate you. Do it, But that voice will not rest until you start doing something about your dream. Otherwise, you're going to be a sad, depressed person for the rest of your life.
But what could motivate me, Dr. Bara, in order to listen to that nagging voice? Because sometimes you just try, no, keep silent. Don't bother me again. I'm better in that place. Maybe I'm going for the unknown. Maybe I would be in a worse situation. I believe that many people do have many hesitations regarding real changes of career, of a personal life, whatsoever, in major decisions.
Absolutely. And like I said earlier, I can't tell you how to be you. I can only give you some tools and tell you, listen, you want this so bad, you want to work, you have to work hard for it. Nobody's going to hand it to you.
Indeed.
And I'll say again, a pro will go to work every single day. You have to work hard to reach your goal. And yes, it is scary. It is scary. But what is not scary in this life? I mean, the change is scary. Not waking up in the morning is scary. Not being, everything could be scary in life.
But some stuff are out of our hands, not waking up in the morning. So
no, but I mean, some people will fear that. If you want to obsess with fear, you have a million things to fear. But, you know, as a psychologist, what I would work on, I need to understand the person. I need to know how bad they want this goal. Are they able to reach it? How can they be able to reach it? And, you know, it's a long process. But it's possible. You can work with the person.
Indeed. Dr. Bara Gassim, our clinical psychologist and writer, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And with that, our dear viewers, we come to the end of this edition of Body and Soul. Hope you have enjoyed it. Until we meet again, I'm signing off.